On the final weekend of the 1977 regular season, the challenge faced by the Washington Redskins was brutally simple. Only by beating the Los Angeles Rams could Redskin playoff hopes survive. Not many people gave the Redskins much chance, but no one had expected Washington to be on the brink of the playoffs either. For the Redskins do not do any one thing better than anyone else. All they do is win. But Redskin courage would be tested one final time. Dan Lovett and Sam Huff described an ordeal.
6 seconds left here at RFK. Those Redskins are up by 3, but if Septien makes this 35-yard field goal, we're headed for overtime, Sam, and the Redskins are going to have to win this one all over again. Here's the snap. Septien gets it away. No good. He missed it to the right. It's short, and those Redskins are still alive.
Hold it a second, Dan. Hold it. There's a penalty flag. Terry Nelson is waving a penalty flag around down there, and I think it's going to go against the Redskins for running into the kicker.
Well, Septien's going to get another shot then from the 30-yard line. Boy, you have to wonder when the Redskins are going to run out of miracles. Here's the snap. It's good. Septien kicks. He misses it again. This time it's wild.
Washington had stayed alive on Saturday, but on Sunday, the death knell finally sounded for the Redskins season. When Jack Pardee's Chicago Bears beat the Giants with a dramatic sudden-death field goal, the Redskins were out. In just 3 seasons, Pardee led the hapless Bears into the playoffs. In 1976, he was Coach of the Year and a natural for the Redskin head coaching job. Owner Edward Bennett Williams explains.
He's played with many of the players who were on our squad. He's coached many of the players who were on our squad. They hold him in the highest respect. They know that he knows football, and they have respect for him as a human being and as a person. And that counted a great deal with me. Any number of them have come to me and said how thrilled they are with our selection because of the respect and the affection in which they hold Jack Pardee.
As a Redskin player, Jack Pardee was something special. He was a coach in pads. For all those surrounded by the savvy veterans of the over-the-hill gang, Pardee had the sharpest football mind, and he learned a valuable coaching lesson during his playing days in Washington.
I think the biggest thing that I got out of being an older player here in Washington was the knowledge that you shouldn't be prejudiced against age. The older players, they know how to win. They know how to play big games. They know how to get up for big games. I think this will help rub off on the younger players in the squad and be a significant factor in winning.
Age is a blessing and a curse. Lose to the Giants on opening day and you're over the hill. But win the next 3 behind 38-year-old Billy Kilmer, who threw 3 touchdown passes in the Redskins' first crucial game against the Cardinals, and you're the over-the-hill gang. The Skins of '77 were a perfect example of Jack Pardee's lesson. They knew how to win, how to play big games, and their experience did in fact rub off on the younger players. Dyron Talbot's 11 years rubbed off on defensive line mate Dennis Johnson. a fourth-year pro who starred on defense against the Cardinals. On all Washington units, experienced players impart their years of learning to Washington's young, ambitious players. 12 angry Redskins have been in NFL wars for over 10 years, and their experience is valuable in two ways. They teach the tricks of the trade to the toddlers. At times, Dennis Johnson is a mirror image of number 72, Dyron Talbot. And these ageless veterans are still capable of performing amazing feats on the field. "17 years in the league have not cooled the competitive fires of number 79, Ron McDowell, who at 38 years of age intercepted 2 passes from his defensive end position. 13 was an unlucky number for quarterbacks. After 13 seasons, linebacker Chris Hanberger still throws one of football's meanest blitzes. 13-year veteran Mike Curtis, number 32, came just as hard. When number 27, Ken Houston, takes off his glasses, he does not become Superman. The 11-year veteran becomes Super Safety, one of the finest defensive backs the NFL has ever known. The Redskin offense has its share of sagacious graybeards, too. Anchoring the line is center Len Haas, number 56, who has been snapping footballs for 14 years and has played in 196 straight games. Billy Kilmer has been receiving snaps for 16 seasons, and Charlie Taylor, number 42, has caught more passes than any receiver in history during 14 NFL campaigns. Although not a double-digit experienced player, Calvin Hill has outlived the lifespan of most running backs. An 8-year veteran, number 35, can still do it all. With so many older players who can still play, Jack Pardee faces a different challenge than the one he successfully met in Chicago.
When I was my experience in Chicago, we had a young team. The young players are the ones capable of winning. Here in Washington, some of our older players have demonstrated in the last 6-7 years that they can win. Here, the big thing will be incorporating some younger players with the experienced players, and end up with balance, young players and old players, but the number one priority is still going to be on winning.
The Redskins special teams are a stockpile of young talent. For years, the units have sparkled in Washington for the men who run under Mark Mosley's booming kickoffs and Mike Bragg's educated punts, are excellent football players, eagerly awaiting their turn to become starters. Dallas Hickman, Ted Frisch, Rusty Tillman, Joe Harris, and Mark Murphy come as an angry mob or as solo sharks to eat up the opposition's return men. Their contributions are as important as any unit on the team, but their moments in the spotlight are few, and they are at times reluctant to relinquish them. Case in point, Eddie Brown, whose 57 punt returns were an NFL record. Washington special teams excelled again in 1977, covering kicks, springing Brown, or snuffing a kick back in your face. The Redskins special teams, a source of cheer for Washington fans and a source of talent for the team. Like the 10-year-plus veterans, young gifted players fanned out and became integral parts of each and every Redskin unit. 25-year-old Eddie Brown sprang from the special teams to save a crucial game late in the season with a spectacular interception. And second-year cornerback Gerard Williams preserved a win over the Eagles. Williams had studied under, then replaced injured 17-year pro Pat Fisher, while fourth-year linebacker Brad Dusek took a page out of Hamburger's book of blitzers. The defensive line contained two bright young players. Carl Lorch, number 71, was just in his second season. Number 61, Dennis Johnson, in his fourth. Johnson plays with the enthusiasm of a first-year player, while on offense, running back Clarence Harmon, number 38, actually was a rookie and the team's second leading rusher. Harmon spent time in the sun, but Mike Thomas, who caught 28 passes and rushed for over 800 yards, was an established third-year star who will shine for the Redskins for many years. In the past 3 seasons, Mike Thomas has accumulated almost 4,000 yards rushing and receiving, doing a steady professional job without flash or fanfare. While 24-year-old Danny Buggs is every bit the professional, he has a knack for the spectacular. At the critical quarterback position, the Redskins are set for many seasons. Joe Theismann completed just his 4th year in the NFL in '77, a mobile quarterback with a rocket launcher where his right arm should be. Young players like Theismann are the future of the Redskins, and future young players will be brought into the Washington family through the draft. Purdue General Manager Bobby Beathard is committed to the process, although ready to take any route to build a champion.
We're committed to building through the draft, but that's not saying that we won't explore trade possibilities. You know, we're going to look in every way that the championship teams build. And what we need is to bring in good young players along with smart trades. And we have the coach in Jack Pardee and the leadership in Jack Pardee to mold the type of team that we're looking for.
The mold will be shaped by young Redskin veterans, players with at least 5 years experience, but who still have many seasons left. Players like Bill Brundage, number 77, and defensive tackle mate Dave Butts, number 65. Behind the line is middle linebacker Harold McClinton, number 53. And further downfield, free safety Jake Scott, number 13, is omnipresent around a loose ball, while Joe Lavender, number 20, is always there protecting his corner. Like the youngsters and the sages, the young veterans touch all units of Redskin play. Many appear as parts of the offensive line where Terry Hermeling, Ron Saul, Tim Stokes, George Stock, and Gene Fugate, number 84, are all in the prime of their careers. The interior lineman blocked, while tight end Fugate snatched 36 passes for a 17.5-yard average and 5 touchdowns. Wide receiver Frank Grant made most of his 34 receptions in the roller derby that is the middle of an NFL defense. Frank Grant will take on a snowbank, and the Redskins would need just such players to overcome an injury epidemic that struck in 1977. Included on the infirm list was another young veteran, John Riggins, number 44, who was lost after the 5th week of the season. Unfortunately, injuries too touched every Washington unit, and for over half the season, the Redskins searched for a winning combination. At times, the Redskins were their own worst enemy. No unit was spared. The offense saw many of its brightest moments blighted by penalty flags. The defense saw some incredible breaks go against them. But that's the amazing thing about the Redskins. Somehow they defy the odds and the experts. They find ways to win, and out of the ashes of a wasted beginning, the Washington Redskins would pull themselves into contention and draw strength from adversity. Because of the injuries, the Redskins found some football players and got well very quickly in Joe Theismann's first starting assignment of the season. Against the Eagles, Theismann threw 2 touchdown passes, and though 3 more were called back, he exhibited his maneuverability and rifle-shot right arm. But the Redskins weren't out of the woods yet. The next week, a nor'easter all but eliminated Theismann's fancy footwork, and the Redskins lost a hotly contested game to the Colts. With their record, an unglorious 4-4, the Redskins knew that they would be in a dogfight if they were going to make the playoffs in 1977. The road to the playoffs began in the city of brotherly love, love that does not apply to the Redskins. Against Washington, the Eagles always wear their game faces. Eagle-Redskin games are always a challenge to both teams, And tied at 14, the game came down to a team record 54-yard field goal attempt by Mark Mosley. Mosley made it by a mile, and the Redskins had taken their first comeback step. Step 2 came a week later when Washington beat Green Bay to become the first team to win 10 Monday night specials. 6 days later, the Redskins came face-to-face with the arch-rival Cowboys. Against Dallas, Washington lost another touchdown on a penalty. And after Theismann drove the Redskins to their only touchdown of the game, Washington would come up just those 7 points short. The first time Dallas had swept a season series since 1970. But the next week, the Redskins snapped back with a win over the Bills, and with a 7-5 record, faced 2 must-win games to have a shot at the playoffs. The survivor of the Redskin-Cardinal game on a frozen Saturday in St. Louis would stay alive in the playoff chase. Against the Cardinals, a familiar face stepped in over center, for there is no better big-game quarterback than Billy Kilmer, who willed the Redskins into the lead. The Cardinals needed the game as desperately as the Redskins and came back. But each time St. Louis drew close, Old Whiskey whipped Washington downfield again. Washington led 26-20. Billy Kilmer had done it again, but with 74 seconds to go in the game, St. Louis had one more shot. From the Redskin 34-yard line, Jim Hart put up a prayer that came to earth in the hands of Eddie Brown. Brown's great interception saved victory for Washington and proved once more that the Redskins know how to win the big ones. 1 week later, Washington won another game they had to win, beating the Rams. Their gallant Garrison finish and 9-5 record fell just short, but it far exceeded the prognosis most experts had offered. How do they do it?
Well, I think it keeps happening because we've been dedicated to excellence, and we're going to sustain that dedication. I'm not going to let it flag for 1 minute. We have a group of people who've shown by their record that they're dedicated and committed to excel, and we're going to do it together.
Together, they win. Only 2 teams in the NFC won more games than Washington in 1977, and their 7th consecutive winning season was proof positive that the Washington Redskins know how to win.